Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hey guys, welcome to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Hello, I'm Novo
Thank you for coming on the show.
from Ghana. I'm a writer, designer, and also the founder and host of the Flashback Show, a platform to interact with young and professional change makers as they reveal the real and nature of their work.
So you do interviews and you speak to, you have an amazing platform where you've interviewed a lot of people. I've been on your show and that's how I've become aware of you. And that's really cool that you're doing that. How did you get started? Like, where did that passion come from? Like growing up, kind of tell me about that and how that started.
Oh, okay. When I graduated from the university, I was in the house, free time. So I was like, we have a lot of change makers, a lot of entrepreneurs around the world, but most of them hardly get the chance to be interviewed or share their story with us. So during that time, I was chatting with Holly Zuela from USA. She was an actress, and also I was in entrepreneurship group. Like, okay, in case I want to interview you so that you share, and they were like, oh, okay, why not? So that was how I started the first connect us, because I was trying to connect entrepreneurs and change makers to individuals. Then later I changed this to the Flashback Show, because it starts from, because the show is not just connecting people to entrepreneurs or change makers, but rather it starts from how you started. You tell a story about how you started, challenges, and where you are now. So that's why I changed it to the Flashback Show. So it's basically connecting individuals to people, and also motivating others, and also supporting people too. So that was how. So that's those who cannot get to the let's say the big screen. There are a lot of people underground who are waiting to share their story. So if you cannot get the money if you cannot get interviewed money, maybe BBC, CNN, you can start from my show. Maybe gradually they will see you. So that's how we started.
Very cool. So how many interviews have you done since you started? Do you know?
Yeah, more than 50. Yeah, from different countries. I think more than 20 countries so far.
Very awesome. Like, what do you look for like people? Because I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people I'm sure that contact you want to come on the show, but there's a lot of people that really. Are you looking for like a certain type of audience, like of kind of people, quality people? Because it's impossible to interview everyone, but are you trying to interview people who are in the industry, like people who are doing arts things in the art community or film community, entertainment community, or
Let's say it cuts across. I'm looking for change makers. It could be an NGO, entrepreneur, musician, artist. What actually I'm looking for is the story side of your journey. Maybe you're a filmmaker, and there are a lot of young upcoming actors or actresses. They have been seeing your movies, or you're an entrepreneur. They have been seeing you on TV, but most of them don't know like how you started. They just be like, oh, maybe I've seen Miss Meosha on TV, or she's an let's say a director. I want to be like her, but they have to. So the show is basically looking for, you can be either an NGO, entrepreneur, musician. Once you don't stop fighting to achieve your goals, you are invited.
Cool. I like that. That's awesome. Did now when you had this idea and developing change, chain makers, people who were changing the world in their community somehow, and then their stories and how like they've overcome and become who they are. Um, what what like where do you see this show going? Like, do you want it to be podcasts or mainly just online interviews or like write ups, or do you see it like are you taking the show like I guess then for the next season or whenever you're starting it back up? Where do you want to see your show go?
I'm trying to work. I've sent a proposal to some TV stations to see if they can take my show from right up to like from online to TV and radio. So I've sent some proposals to some TV station. They are still working on it whether they will allow my show to be aired on TV. And also I'm trying to see if I can get some foreign sponsors. So maybe after the interview, I will send the videos to them. Then they will also play it on their TV station.
Oh yeah, Oprah's
So right
definitely
now, yeah,
someone who's has
yeah,
that like platform that she's interviewed a ton of people, so it's super inspirational for sure to definitely aim for Oprah. She's the best that ever done it, I think.
so I'm now working with trying to see if we can get some sponsors from the TV station. I've sent them a proposal. I'm still waiting for their feedback.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure it's gonna go great, and you're gonna get some great feedback from that because I mean your write ups are awesome, and your guests that come on are very interesting and have really good, interesting backgrounds of story and stuff. Have you always, growing up,
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
has there been challenges even starting this? Like, what were some challenges before even starting the Flashback Show?
Easy because even till now I'm doing almost everything alone. I'm doing the interviewing questions, the designing of flyers, posting, editing. Almost I'm doing everything, even advertising and posting. I'm now trying to see if I can get some people on board to help me with video editing and other stuff. It's not also sometimes you may see maybe a change maker or an entrepreneur online. You will say that, oh, I like your story. Can you do you mind sharing your story with us on my platform? Some will let you like start. Some will give you their time. Others too will not because they prefer to be interviewed by the big brand. Let's say CNN, BBC, or GTV, which is a station in Ghana.
Mm,
So it's not really easy. Yeah.
I see. Is there a lot of that in your town? Is the competition? Is there a lot of people doing interviews, or is it just hard to kind of get your work out there and seen?
Okay, for competition, I won't say we have a lot of interview sessions on TV right now. We have a lot of bloggers around. We have a lot of stations around. Just that my kind of interview is quite easy because I usually send questions to my guests and they answer it out when they are free. So usually my guests prefer the way I interview. Just that I want to take it to the TV station, and that's a little bit competitive
I
because
see.
you have to get sponsors and a whole lot of crew.
My journey has always it's been very growing up. I always kind of knew what I wanted to. I pretty much knew what I wanted to do. I was pretty set on that. But as I got older, a lot of things I ventured out to, like I didn't ever think I was going to do podcasts or even want to do this, but It's just reaching other people, and also you're hearing other people's stories and how they started their, whatever they're doing in their journey and where they are now. But has there been anything in your like journey as far, like thus far, like things that you were interested in doing, like you want to try to venture out to, like maybe, I don't know, acting or some
Okay.
different things?
Yeah, okay. Personally, I'm a designer, fabric designer, as in surface designer, textiles. I'm still doing that one.
Nice.
And also I'm also trying to, maybe if maybe later I'll further my education, maybe in masters. I'm still doing some commercial, maybe once a while, freelance designing. I'm still on it. The Flashback Show came out when I was free. So let's say it's something I do when I'm free. But
Okay.
right now, because it's getting bigger, I've decided to add it to what I'm doing. It was something I do when I'm free, maybe when I'm not designing, I'm not editing. Then maybe I'll be interviewing people. But since the show is getting bigger, it's now part of the thing that I want to do. But professionally, I'm into designing and writing, as in poetry, short stories, fabrics, tying dye, and those stuff.
Very cool. Short stories. That's awesome. So, how did you get into writing and all that? Did you just, is it something that you just, kind of fell into, or you've always kind of wanted to do?
Okay, I started writing way back when I was in primary school. I would say primary writing is in our family because everybody in my family, let's say, is almost a writer. We all write, so I think that one is part and parcel of us. It's in the family. Writing is in the family. Almost those who are even less than 10 years, they are all writing. So I'll say that one is a gift in the family. But for designing is what I did in school.
Very, very cool. Is there, what kind of stories you like to write?
I'm all around. I write action. No, I'm not trying to write action in musical kind of movies, but I'm into romance, a drama.
Do you have any like favorite writers that you like that inspire you as a writer? Anyone that you're like, I like their how they write, and then, or that, like, what inspires you as far as like writing, or who?
I like there's this lady in our country. She's called Amake Abebese and Uncle Ebu White, and I like Shakespeare too. We have Uncle Ebu White. He's more into play and books. I like his stories, and we have Amake Abebese. And foreign, I would say I like Shakespeare.
Very nice. That's really cool.
I like how he play with words.
Yeah, Shakespeare is one of the greatest kind of writing, you could ever. It's like, I just watched something that was a Shakespeare film. I think it was the Denzel. It was Denzel Washington. It was this Macbeth. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but it's
Macbeth. I like the storyline, the suspense. Yeah.
yeah, me too. So I'm curious, has there been any, like, you know, everybody likes to talk about their accomplishments, things that they're doing, the great parts of their life, but has there been any type of doubts in the journey of what you're doing, like like, okay, like stumbling blocks, like times where you're like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue this, or I'm just going to quit? Have you ever had any times like that in your journey?
Yeah, a lot, a lot. And one interesting thing is that anytime I feel like quitting, then I'll receive a message. For example, the flashback show, when I thought of going for a break, when I thought of quitting or relaxing, I got a lot of messages like, I want to be on your show. When are you coming back? Like anytime I feel like quitting, there's always a something will just pop up. Like be like, okay, let me try it again. Anytime I feel like, okay, I'm tired. No, sometimes as a designer, and let's say as a freelance designer, sometimes getting work, let's say commercial work, is not that easy. You have to write a lot of proposal, a lot of application. It's not that easy. So sometimes you may think that, oh, you the road has maybe ended for you.
There's always, going to be some type of, pushback, when you're going through the journey. There's always that
Yeah.
kind of, the rough parts and the journey. But I think that's what makes the journey exciting. Like, it's not always great moments. It's some moments that just, you're not really sure you're going to find your way out of those moments. But they're all learning, experiences to better your, like to just be better at what you're doing. I used to look at it like, oh no, like I don't want to experience anything bad, but I've had a lot of bad, experiences that made me stronger. And now I know, as I got older, like, okay, what to look out for, what, you know, because I'm pretty much a workaholic. I'm always doing something. I'm constantly trying to continue to better myself or outdo myself that I did last year. Um, there's never, for me, it's never something like I'm like, oh, I just try to figure out, okay, well, that way didn't work. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to try this route. There's like a million other different routes to take. So yeah, that's good that you've shared that. I appreciate that. So, have you ever thought about? I mean, I'm curious, like, because I know when this whole coronavirus, the COVID came around and everything kind of shut down over here. The people, everyone, we were working and things were going great, and all of a sudden they're like, nope, you're going to stay home and stay inside. And so there's a lack of jobs here. Um, so I had to find a different way to be creative, a different way to create because I'm always on set. So I was like, okay, and that's why I started podcast because of COVID.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
And being inside, I had to figure out a way to stay inspired and to continue on. What was? I mean, I don't know how it was with there, but how did you get past all that? How did you continue to stay creative, even with with COVID happening around the world?
Okay, what I'm into is basically, let's say, online kind of job that I'm doing. For example, if I'm writing for you, I will write and I will send it to you through email. If it's a poem or a story, if it's a design too, I will just design it and send it to you. And also if it's interview. So I wasn't really affected by the COVID because most of what I was into was online kind of business. When I write, I send it to you through email. When maybe I'm designing a fabric for you, after designing, I'll just, if I'm supposed to print, I'll print and send it to you. So my kind of I wasn't really affected with the COVID because I was into online kind of business already. My work was kind of online, unless movement. I was teaching. It got to a time I had some job like to teach fabric designing. Only that one that got affected. But apart from that, I was still doing my online kind of job, designing, writing, and interviewing.
Okay, so you were pretty much good because you said your work was already online. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Was it pretty bad there, or not really?
No, not okay. I wouldn't say it's bad, but compared to other countries, Ghana was less of the numbers and restrictions. I think Ghana was better compared to other countries.
Are you working on anything at this very moment, or do you have anything that you're coming up with that you'd like to share?
I'm working on some 1 or 2 things, traveling if possible, but I'm not too sure about that one. That one is secondary issue. Maybe if I get the chance to maybe visit one of these foreign countries, either USA. I'm still working on it if possible, if not to. But right now, I'm working on my brand, which is Noble Signed. Noble Sign. I'm trying to bring it on board, work on my innovations, my designing, and also promote my interviews as well.
Awesome. Very cool. That sounds great. Um, I like to always ask every guest on the show, you know, if like, because there's a lot of people that listen to this show, and whether you're art in the art world and acting and entertainment, whatever field you're in, everyone likes to know like what advice, like what's some advice, and I always like to ask every guest, what advice would you give to someone that wants to, design or get into designing or to get into doing interviews like what you're doing? What suggest what advice would that be?
Okay, what I would say is that always be yourself. Sometimes when you try to copy someone, you'll always be second. But if you be yourself, you'll be like Oprah. I'll always copy Oprah. So at the end of the day, people will start comparing me to Oprah, and you will always be under her. If you want to stand out, just look at the person as your mentor. Try to copy everything from the person. Try and bring the uniqueness in you, because that's what will make you stand out. And that's what Christians. I would say always put God first. Yeah, always put God first. Yeah, I wrote an article called the 3 P's for starters, which is pray, plan, and practice. That's what I always use. So you pray, you plan, and you practice. And when you are practicing, as we support other celebrities that we don't know, we should also make sure that we support our friends too who are into business or other creative aspects. Because sometimes the celebrity that you support, you may not, the person may not even see you before, but we share their flyers, we share their pictures. Meanwhile, you may have a friend who is into business or who's an entrepreneur, but you have never shared his or her flyer before. So just as we support other celebrities that we don't know, we should also support our friends too.
Yeah, well, thank you for that advice. That's great advice. Can you also to let people know where they can find you on social media to get in contact with you?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at noble_nwg. Noble_nwg on Instagram. Yeah, IG Instagram is noble NOBLE_NWG. That's Instagram. You can reach out to me there and we can continue from there.
Thank you for coming on the
Uh,
show, and it was awesome talking to you. And I mean, congrats on everything that you have going on in your show and all that you're planning on doing with the Flashback Show. And yeah, I just can't wait to see what else happens with that. And congratulations in all that you're doing.
Thank you. And I also want to say thank you for having me on the show. And also thank you for your time on my show as well. I really appreciate your time too.
Yeah, anytime, my friend. Thank you so much again. And thank you guys for listening. And until next time, always remember to live, love, laugh. All right, guys, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.